Good morning, and thank you for watching the Weather Now. Time now 11:05. The story today: temperatures once again about on par, on course with yesterday's temperature trend. We began the day pretty comfortable, upper 60s, even mid 60s, up in Statesboro, Bullitt County, on down to Baxley, Appling County, and the community of Screven was even in the lower 70s earlier this morning. But now, where it matters, we're planning lunchtime here. It's already feeling like summer outside. Temperatures in the upper 80s, Claxton, Vidalia, Lyons, Toombs, Tattnall County, Swainsboro, technically mid 80s, but you're almost there. 85 Statesboro, 86 Sylvania, 87 the west side at the airport, Rincon, Bloomingdale, over to Meldrum, Black Creek, Ellabelle, in northern Bryan County. That's kind of hot strip of land there, bordering and paralleling I-95. You're already pretty warm. 86 Walterboro, 82 Hilton Head, and 87 St. Simons. Bit of an easterly breeze today. That's going to keep the beaches, folks on the islands, a little bit cooler, but really humid this afternoon. The further inland you go, of course, humidity a little bit better overall, but still adding to the hot factor out there. And speaking of which, I just showed you the actual temperatures. You can buy that with the dew point or measure moisture in the atmosphere, and we're definitely seeing heat indices approaching the uncomfortable, already in the uncomfortable threshold here. 94 Jessup, 94 Waycross, 93 Sylvania, 95, there you go, hot spot Savannah and Beaufort, 97, 89 Hilton Head, but feeling like it's 95 on St. Simons right now. And this is the story today. We're going to go through the afternoon. We're going to see temperatures continue to warm up, topping out in the lower 90s this afternoon. A mix of sun and clouds, a few clouds bubbling up out there, but not a cloudy day. And temperatures, I think, going to reach highs in the lower 90s, essentially on par with where we are now. So not too many changes in the forecast. I may have to raise the high temperature just a little bit at noon, but still thinking about 92 or so. Hourly forecast 90 at 2 p.m., 91 at 3 p.m., back down to 90 or so at 4 p.m. All right, my Facebook application just finally finished updating, so I'm going to go to the WTOC TV Facebook page, answer any questions that may be coming in. If you're just now joining us, time now 11:07, almost 11:08. Thank you for watching. Maybe news app, weather app, Roku device, Amazon Fire, Twitter, Facebook, those two platforms, social media. If you're watching this stream there, you can ask questions, and I may not get everything, but I can at least try to answer any weather questions, comments, concerns that you may have. Tony, good morning up in Alaska. Let's see. Angela, good morning. Melanie, good morning to you. Melanie wants to know if it's going to rain in Ellabelle. I say doubt it. The rain chance is isolated today. In fact, I can pull up a forecast model. Computer's thinking of how the day will unfold, and even without looking at this, high pressure building in. It's kind of a lid on the atmosphere, so it's going to be hard to see rain. There's an isolated shower chance today, but I wouldn't necessarily count on it. I think most of us are hot and dry today. Let's see. Bridget, waving back at you. Beautiful day with a little bit of a breeze. Sue, thank you for that weather report. Good morning, Vivinelle. Good morning, Annette. Let's see. Gay, good morning to you. Jennifer wants to know, cold front yet? Not a front here in the short term. Brenda, no rain tomorrow morning. It'll be dry tomorrow morning. Willie, any more hurricanes coming around us? No immediate threat at the moment. I'll give you a tropical update here in just a second, but there are no threats to the United States at the moment that we're tracking right now. Let's see. Folks wanting to know hot, humid all week, and if we're going to get a cold front. Okay, here's the deal. And I posted a video. If you're really interested as to when we may see I know it's not certain yet, and you want certainty, but I don't have it at the moment. We may have our first significant cold front of the late summer, early fall time period next week, just beyond the scope of the 7-day forecast. And I posted a video talking about the options here, when it may arrive, on my Facebook page, WTOC Cutter Martin. So you don't even have to like the page, but if you're wanting to know specifically kind of the look at the atmosphere, what's going on, what may deliver some cooler air into the U.S., give it a watch there, WTOC Cutter Martin. But even without a true cold front, we're still going to be a little bit cooler, drier air too. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, going to be a nice weekend. There is an isolated rain chance, but overall, especially after what we almost had last weekend, it's going to be pretty decent out there. Lows in the upper 60s to lower 70s across the metro. That means maybe some lower 60s possible on your Friday morning, more so your Saturday, your Sunday mornings, well inland. We're talking the typical cool spots back over to Statesboro, well away from the beaches. Good morning, Cliff, Yvonne. Good morning. Good morning, Brenda. Bianca, when will it cool down? We're watching next Thursday, Friday for a more significant cold front, but even here this weekend, a little bit cooler than it has been, especially in the mornings. Kind of like this morning was a little better than yesterday morning and the morning before. Suzanne says, oh dear Jesus, please send fall. It's coming. Just got to be patient. We have to be a little bit patient out there. You know, it's still a little early in the year. But signs pointing to a cool down, you know, for a large portion of the United States, so we can guarantee that. But exactly how far south and east it moves, how much we are impacted by this cooler, this drier air mass remains to be seen. But still looking at next Thursday, Friday for that potential cold front to arrive may really provide a gorgeous weekend. This weekend's pretty nice. We may have 2 in a row, and next weekend or the weekend after that may be even better. Reminder that you can get the 10-day forecast in the WTOC weather app, and I go through the timing and the placement of this cooler air on my Facebook page, WTOC Cutter Martin. Good morning, Melissa. Suzanne says, was roasting yesterday. It was hot. It was humid. Bianca says, no break in the water bill. Not yet. In fact, you know, we do have a scattered rain chance early and middle next week, but we could use a decent rain right about now. You know, starting to dry out a little bit, but nothing pointing to widespread soaking rain or anything like that within the next 7 days. Just your scattered downpours Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and generally dry, just isolated showers and afternoon thunder showers the next few days. Jennifer says the fall is actually the 22nd of the month. Yes, so that is on your Saturday. Saturday, September 22nd is the first day of fall, Jennifer. So that is Saturday. I may have missed a comment in here, so sorry if I missed that, Jennifer. But yes, Saturday the 22nd, the autumnal equinox is in the evening after 9 p.m., but that is the first official, not first full day of fall, but fall does begin on Saturday. Let's see. Thank you, Gabe, for watching. Suzanne, again, I don't have anything to, I can't add anything to all the questions. You know, I simply don't have any answers for you, but if you all are asking, all you have to do is email Larry Silberman, L. Silberman, that's SILBERMANN at WTOC.com, or you can post on our Facebook page, and feel free to ask any Jamie Erda questions you may have to those resources. Also, if you call the station, you can press 1 and ask for our assistant news director, our news director, or our general manager, Larry Silberman, and they would be happy to handle that. But as far as in this feed, we're going to keep the conversation on the general forecast here, and it's looking, you know, pretty decent out there. This is the next 7 days. To me, and I know this is just my preference, it doesn't get much better. We have a little bit of rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, looking mostly dry this weekend with just an isolated shower or thunderstorm, and temperatures a little bit cooler. Let's see. You're very welcome, Kenny and Jennifer. Hopefully that did clarify. Yes, fall is the 22nd. That is Saturday evening, so Sunday's the first full day of fall. September 22nd, we kick off the seasonal change there. At least is the calendar. Well, not just the calendar, but for solar reasons. But the forecast doesn't necessarily scream fall just yet. Hang tight with us. We'll get there. And on that note, want to kind of shift gears. Let's talk about something that we associate with summer, and that's going to be the tropical update. Just in from the Hurricane Center, that 11 o'clock update. Just want to make sure nothing changed, because remember, they issue the probabilities for these storm systems to develop. And we do have a couple things that we're watching, one of which I'm going to detail that actually the Hurricane Center hasn't outlooked just yet, but may here within the next few days. Nothing changed, no significant adjustments to the 11 o'clock advisory, the 11 o'clock update, I should say. Area of storminess here south and east of the Caribbean does have a low risk, a minor chance of tropical development as it approaches the Caribbean this weekend, early next week, but it's going to be encountering more wind shear in the Caribbean, and there's a big old plume of African dust coming in behind it. So long term, while sure it could become a named system, we're not overly worried about it, just casually watching it. Similar to what's going on up here in the north central Atlantic, whatever develops out here likely won't stay here. It'll move off to the north, but kind of adjacent to this, we have an area of low pressure, And you know, it kind of stems from the same general system here, but something that we're going to be watching over the next few days, an area we're going to be watching, and I'm going to draw it out for you. I'm sure I have questions coming in. I might be missing those right now, but we have a big old stretched out area of storminess, okay? And right now, nothing tropical or subtropical or anything, you know, to write home about that. But what may happen is some data is indicating that we may have an area of low pressure try to form on the southern end of this, moving south and west, then northwest, and then kind of hooking back out to sea. You know, it is possible we could get something tropical. Jennifer, is that X coming off of Africa another wave? No, I just forgot to update. I didn't save over my other scene, so there's nothing new coming off of Africa at the moment. There are some other minor waves, but I should have just deleted the X, and I just didn't delete it before I showed you, so I apologize for that. But this area of storminess on the tail end of this trough, you know, you can see the cold front basically stretching out here, the trough of low pressure stretched out like this. Some data wants to spin something up, kind of concentrate some of that storminess, separate it away from this trough. And when that happens, sometimes if it persists over warm water and ideal conditions long enough, you can get something spin up out of this, possibly something that gets a name. But right now, no direct impacts here, tropical or subtropical forecast for the United States, but something we will be watching closely. And either way, for us, does not look like a significant impact regardless, but may kind of get closer to the eastern coast of the United States. Again, nothing to worry about, but something that we are going to be casually watching. Suzanne, I did get a haircut yesterday, right after work. Thank you for noticing, and thank you for the compliment. It means a lot, and certainly appreciate the feedback. William, Isaac is dead. Little bit of cloud cover out here in the southern Gulf of Mexico, western Caribbean. That's all that's left of it. And Helene is absolutely dead and gone. Joyce is dead and gone. All of these, Helene, Joyce, Isaac, no more. They are gone. They are not a threat, not going to redevelop. Khalil, what happened to the storm that were forming off the coast of Africa? The Weather Channel said that there were 2 named storms following Florence. Joyce, they weren't actually off the coast of Africa. We had Helene, we had Joyce up here, and we had Isaacs. We had 3, including Florence. We had 4 at one time. Kirk, an area of disturbed weather in the Gulf of Mexico, never got the name Kirk. It soaked parts of Texas and Louisiana and Mexico, but never got the name. So we had Isaac, we had Florence, and then we had Helene and Joyce, and all of which are gone. Dead and gone, no longer there. We're not tracking them. They're not redeveloping, but they were there for a time, yes. Andrea, let's get some cooler weather coming on, and again, that is the hope. I'm going to show you the 7-day forecast before signing off here. And a little bit, you know, you may disagree with me here, that's okay, but a little bit cooler here going into the weekend. High temperatures 80s versus 90s for most of us, and this is where you'll notice a little bit of a difference. Upper 60s, lower 70s. Even here in the Savannah Metro, west side, Pooler, Bloomingdale, you may briefly dip into the upper 60s. The islands probably low to mid 70s. If you're watching from Baxley, maybe Jessup, Waycross, Statesboro over to Hampton County, those inland communities, you all may fall into the mid to upper 60s pretty easily, especially your Saturday and your Sunday mornings. Before the humidity, the rain chances kick back in early to middle of next week, and just after that, beyond day 7, we may have another cold front, more significant one, move in. So just a reminder for you. Jennifer, it did not hit Ireland as a tropical system. The remnant area of low pressure contributed to storminess in the United Kingdom, but it was not tropical when it hit that area, and thankfully it is gone as well. Andrea, yep, we do have a little bit coming on. It was not a tropical system when it hit the United Kingdom. Just to clarify that, again, I know impacts may not mean much, but was not a tropical system when it impacted the United Kingdom. Every so often, you get the remnants of tropical systems form these really strong areas of low pressure in the north central Atlantic and then the northeastern Atlantic, and then they do occasionally impact Western Europe. So it did not have a category assigned to it, but was a pretty strong area of low pressure and did provide some heavy rain, some gusty winds, really rough seas in that area. So other than where you can find on my Facebook page the detail on our next potential cold front, I want to remind you in the WTOC weather app, at the bottom of the app, of course, video forecast at the top. You can watch a recorded forecast, and let me go back to that, and it's going to load up. Recorded forecast in there. Bottom of the WTOC weather app, we have the live forecast or the live video. You can watch the news at noon without even having to turn on your TV. And here's the 10-day forecast. Look at that. Next Friday and Saturday. Highs in the lower 80s, lows in the upper 60s, and it may even be cooler than that. Again, just something we're watching at this point. So just stay tuned with us. We will be keeping you updated. Time now 11:20. I'm in for Chief Meteorologist Dave Turley today, and I will have your complete first alert forecast the next 7 days, talking about today's weather and the weekend outlook here coming up in just a little bit in the app and on WTOC.